Bravo beacon already down. Zeal, giving it to you. Place it down as you come in.
Alright, in this video I want to discuss assaulting very difficult to capture bases, namely Crimson Bluff and Crossroads Watchtower are my two examples in this video. I also want to discuss some of the issues with design that you may complain about the tactics we're using in order to do these captures, because I think this is a very relevant discussion to have about the game. If you're paying attention to the video, you notice that we started here in Howling Pass, which is not the target to actually have this first clip. First clip is capturing Crimson Bluff, and this is my point, which is moving across the map is important, and dragging the enemy forces where you want them is important. Here we gave up a lot of deaths at Howling Pass in order to pin the enemy to us, even though they were easily going to defend that. They spent way too much time there, allowing us to get the timer down at Crimson Bluff with some random TR that we're assaulting at with a larger force than we were, and then allowed us to make a pivot with our force to Crimson Bluff to try and make the final minute or so of the attack go through, which, as you will see, was quite needed. So I'm just going to let this play out for a little bit.
Yeah, keep on holding A point, guys. Keep on holding A point.
Okay. Coming in.
Fuck's sakes. Okay, guys, I need a Bravo starting to spawn down, getting over to B point right now. Everyone else hold A point.
Base Q. Got enemies. Watch it.
B point, hold B point as tight as you guys can. This is gonna be fucking close.
I've got C4 ready, but Max keeps coming.
They're gonna be rushing B point here. So you need to fucking hold all grenades.
Just want to point out how quickly that NC still brought this up to a 50-50 fight and almost secured the base. They actually had B and C points out at one moment here on our assault. But more importantly, I just wanted to discuss sort of my complaint with what happened here, which was not that we captured the base, because you can actually see MERC gets the name on here on Crimson Bluff, despite only being at the base for 2 minutes. Our guys did great protecting A and B points. But the issue was, it sucks to attack Howling Pass outnumbered and letting people farm you just to say, let's take another base. You know, it wasn't even real pressure at Howling Pass. It was the fact that people prefer to kill you and farm you more than they care about the bases. And obviously I made use of that here in order to make sure that Crimson Bluff would go through or get the timer down so that we can make an influence at that battle when it came down to that last minute. But it sucks that people would rather farm you at Howling Pass and allow this to happen. I mean, I guess it's making use of that knowledge to capture a hard to assault base is what you're trying to do in this kind of an example. But, you know, I think it's fair to complain that the game doesn't really promote this movement in thinking about capturing bases. Otherwise, the NC would have not just simply farmed us for as long as they did at Howling Pass. Let's go ahead and move into the second example, though.
Little town, that smoke on the harasser left.
Now, the second example I have for you is when we successfully assaulted Crossroads Watchtower using the dreaded ghost capping method. Okay, all jokes aside, I wouldn't really consider this ghost capping. You know, we're about a squad and a half, so maybe upwards of 2 squads here. We're organized here. We landed all 3 points, started the timer flipping. They had 1 minute to respond. Yeah, sure, you can call it a ghost capping because there was 0 VS here when we started all this. What this really does, though, is it tells the defending faction that, hey, if the SU is down, you're going to have to pull your own vehicles and get here that way. So Sunders, Galaxies, Valkyries, you're going to have to bring your own reinforcements back here without the ease of spawning directly in the tower of one of the most defensible bases in the game.
2 down on SU, need more in there. Destroyed.
So 9 times out of 10, you will get a response anyways, right? We'll either get people that manage to respond in that first minute to the SU and repair it, or we'll manage to get organized outfits or people that are running platoons decently enough. Usually for VS right now, it's like TWC2 or FPSK or both will drop us on an assault like this on Crossroads with much greater numbers than we have and manage to secure the facility fairly quickly. So I'm in a bit of a conundrum here, and I'm going to leave this one open for you guys to leave me comments on. Is it really ghost capping if 9 out of 10 times you try this tactic, you cause a fight here, and you end up losing the assault to larger numbers, defending numbers, right? Is that ghost capping if that happens the majority of the time? I also ask you, how do you capture Crossroads if not for this kind of a tactic? The alternative, in my view, about how I see Crossroads captured is by massive force, so 100 plus people with vehicles outside spamming the tower. And is that better than trying to say to the defenders, hey, we pulled vehicles, we were quick enough and organized enough to get the STU down, now you guys are tested to do the same, right? So that's what we did here. VS had to respond in kind to how we came to the base, and they had 4 minutes to do that. Is it better though to say like, hey, we're going to grab 100 plus people and we're going to shell this base, and you guys are either going to have enough people coming out of the spawns to die to our HE farm or not? Personally, I think our quote-unquote ghost capping here, as you can see the VS actually try and come in to defend, it creates a much more interesting fight. Now, I'm not saying it's a great fight. I'm not saying it's a perfect way to capture a facility or it's the most fun for everyone all around. But I'm saying it's a lot better of a way to capture some of these harder to capture bases, such as Crossroads Watchtower or most biolabs if you are a small or medium-sized force. All right, getting back to what we specifically did here, I mentioned the initiation, getting all 3 points and SEU ticking down. I'm going to let the clip play out, but pay special attention to the distribution of forces on the points of Crossroads Watchtower as we manage to successfully capture this base.
Oh, yeah, I see. I'm going to pull anti-air max.
So lightning over by our west side.
Alpha focus south side building lightning.
No, I'm not.
We call this tactical superiority.
I do over by A point.
Shit, west Sunny's down also. They got a tank on the southwest side.
Yeah, point C.
Got people, enemy on Charlie.
Roger.
2 dudes on SEU.
Any injuries by B point?
They're on SCUs.
$56.
Requesting an additional nerd onto A.
Confess, I do not understand your nerd verbiage.
SCU is going back up in just a bit.
Good. Cool.
You're helping us out.
So I can't really think of a better way to end the video than capturing Crossroads Watchtower with a small group, but do let me know down in the comments section below what your thoughts are on the methods I presented here, whether it's pinning a force by offering yourselves up as we sort of did at Howling Pass in order to make that switch, or if it's like ghost capping at Crossroads Watchtower as we did. Obviously, I had my complaints. I'd be interested to hear yours, but that's it for me in this video. I'll catch you again in the next one.